Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here we successfully complete multi-user authentication system, right? Here we successfully done this job. Right now in this video I want to do, you will be able to log in with the not only the email, because email is by default, right? When you install that Breeze package, Breeze actually provided by default as an email. Now in this video I want to cover, like, if you want to log in with the email, if you want to log in here, they have also some of the informations, like there is a name. Okay, if you want to log in with the name, you can also able to log in with the name as an email, or you can also use it as a phone number. Okay, you can also able to log in with the phone number. Now let's check this out, how to do this work. For doing this, our first job is, right now every time we can actually log in all that our user from to the same login page. Right here, when you put that our admin email address, then that is return direct to the admin dashboard agent. When you access that at that agent, then that will be return direct to the agent dashboard, right? So now I want to update it. So that is our default Breeze page. Okay, Breeze page, that is a login page. If you want to find out, that will be in our wish place. Right now we don't need it. I want to better close everything. Okay, I want to close everything. So that will be in our resources. Okay, into the resources and then the view, and if you go to that auth, and you can see that is the login plate. So that is the by default one of the page. Okay, when you install that Laravel Breeze actually provided this all that page as a login, register, reset password, verify email, the confirm password. In fundamental I have already discussed about that things with you. Right now I only want to change it. Like right now here you can see that is one of the form, and by default a route as a login, post as a method will be as a post, and CSRF token. So everything actually ready made in here. Literally we load multiple dashboard for our different user. Right now I want to simply add that functionality, like that is an email text. Okay, here now I want to log in with the email, I want to log in with the name, and also I want to log in with the phone. Okay, so I simply updated that text. So that is actually the text will be displayed in here. Great. Now I simply update it, and then we have to do, there is a for I want to change that name as a now logging. Okay, so that will be for the logging. ID now I want to change it. I don't want to use that default one, that will be as a login. And then I want to type will be right now as a text, because here also I want to log in with the name and phone. For the reasons here I make that type not that email type only, that will be as a text type. Okay, and name also I want to change that name as a login, and then value old I want to make it as a login. Required, you can also use it, that autocomplete username, we don't need it. And also there is some of the validation, we don't need this validation. I want to remove it. Okay, I simply remove it. Great. Here we successfully update that login, and for the password that will be needed. Okay, here I want to better make it as the same as a password. Everything, ID will be password, type will be password, name will be password. That is the main three things actually needed. Right now if you want to check it, if you click as a save all, and now if you go now refresh it, now that should be, yeah, you can see that is email, name, or phone. Great. Now we have to work in our default request. When you install that Laravel Breeze, also they are providing one of the default request. You will get it in our if you right now, better I want to minimize it. Actually you can see our Visual Code Studio Code is actually very small size. So that is the only reason I want to use that Sublime Text Editor, because in our Sublime Text Editor we can actually get that wider view. Now there is a auth, there is a controller. Great. And now in our HTTP you can see there is another folder as a request, and into the request there is a auth, and that is the login request. So that is the responsible for the user login. Okay, here you can see that is also the one of the default function as a roles, and with the roles by default before that was as an email or as a password. Now I want to change it, because here I have already updated that name, or name will be now as a login. I copy it. Now in here I name it as a login, and also I better make it as a required, that will be the string, no email. Okay, so for the reasons here I want to remove this email. Great. And password, rest of this will be just like that same, which is totally fine. And after that, so make that sure you update these roles, and then that is the authenticated method. So into the authenticated method area, now we have to work. Like I show you, in that case, we have to do, that is ensure limited. That is on the if condition. So I will also update this part. First of all, here I want to take one of the variable. Okay, I take one of the variable as a user, and into the user area I want to access that our user model. So if you want to also access that our user model, make that sure here we have to load that user. Here you can see they have no user. I want to also load that use. That will be use will be, first of all, that will be app and then the backslash, that will be the models. Okay, that will be the models backslash as a user. Okay, so make that sure you load it, because that is in our HTTP app, and into this app area, then that will be redirected to the models folder, and into the models folder, that is our user. Okay, here I simply support it. Now we are able to access our user. Now that is actually our user. So into the user area, I want to put one of the condition as a where condition. Okay, into the where condition, now I want to log in our which things. I want to log in 3 different things. I want to log in with the email. So that will be as an email. Email will be now here. I want to access our which things. I have already passed it as a return will be as a logging, right? So I want to simply pass it. So if you want to access it, then we have to access it with this. Now with this, I want to access that logging. Okay, great. And same things now we have to also apply. Okay, same things we have to now also apply for our rest of 2 of this field. So that will be the or where. Okay, that is also another function as or where. And into the or where area, also I want to access by the name. Okay, name will be the same request. So that means that will be the this, and by this I want to access that logging. Okay, and same as here again as or where. Okay, or where will be as a phone. So if you also want to add another one, you can actually add it. So now I want to access that with the 3 as a this, and then that will be as a logging. Great. And then I want to get that fast data. Okay, so that will be as a fast data. I want to simply get it, and I take the things with this variable as a user. Right now I pass it where our email will be our logging. That means from here I have already passed it. I'll get that our return request in our rules area as a logging. Now that will be when it will be as email, name, or rather than phone. So that is all that actually our database field name. Make that sure spelling is correct. Here you can see there is a name and then the phone. Okay, if you go, yeah, that is also the phone. So right now I don't have any phone. I will also insert some of the data manually right now. Then later we will also manage everything from to the back end. Right now it's fine. Okay, it's fine. Great. So here I simply get that fast data. I take the things with this variable as a user. Now we have to update this if condition. Okay, here that is actually one of the if condition. So I want to simply change that if condition. Here I want to better remove it. Okay, I want to remove this condition. Condition is started. That is actually ended in our which place. Here we have to do, that is if condition. If you select it, that is actually ended in here. You can see. Now I want to better remove everything. Okay, I want to remove everything from to this area. Now in particular this position, I want to use it as a not user. So that is actually our variable that I have already taken by the 3 things. So that will be as a the variable name as a user. When that will be a not user will be as a or, that is a double pipeline. And here I want to access that our hash. So that will be as a hash, hash. Okay, hash. And also make that sure hash is loaded. Before that was actually hash, so that should be in here. That is not in particular that position. So if you want to access that hash, that is in our controller auth, into the auth. If you go to that register, into the register, you can see there is a hash. Better I copy it. And now in here, first of all, I want to support this hash. Okay, make that sure you update that hash. So now that is our hash, and hash will be as a check. Okay, so I want to check it. I want to check our which field. I want to check that our password field only. So that will be as a this, and this will be our field. Here I have already get that our return request as a password. So now that will be our password. Okay, here I want to pass that as a password. Great. And password will be which one? Here I have already get that email, phone, and then name and phone, because both of this will be needed. Email and password will be needed. So here I pass that our password, and also I pass that our email, phone, and then names, which I have already taken with this variable. Now here after that password, here I want to do, now by this user I want to do and to also pass that password. That is our database field name as a password field. Okay, here make that sure you update. Great. Now I simply updated this condition, and then that will be in condition area. Everything will be just like that same before. Here we don't need to change anything. And then that will be the validation expection with message will be right now, not that email. Now that will be here as a logging, right? So I better make it as a logging. A logging will be as a retrans authenticated fail. Then that is the here also I want to pass on the boolean request. So here if you want to pass it, like I want to access that auth, so that is our auth, and auth will be as a logging our which things, so it will be logging with our all that name. That is how I take it with the user. So now by this user I want to do and to pass also as a boolean, so that will be these boolean. Okay, so as a BOOLEAN, so that will be as a boolean. Boolean will be as a default remember. Okay, I simply pass that as a remember. Great. So that was actually in here default one. So here I have actually removed that things from to this area. So right now I also want to do and to pass it on remember boolean in our user. Okay, so that's all. Okay, that's all you have to do, and also make that sure you load that auth. Here that is by default already auth is in here, which is fine. Okay, which is fine. So friend, that's all. Now let's check this out if everything okay. That should be work. Okay, now let's check this out. If you click as a save all, there have no error, which is fine. And now if you go, I want to refresh it. Like right now, before I have logging with the only the email address, right? Right now I'm logging with the name. So name as a user, I make it as a user, password 111, click as a login. Perfect. You can see we are successfully able to log in with the user. Then now if you click as a logout, I want to log in the same as a name as a admin. Right now we don't need to put any email address, and then password. Now click as a enter. Perfect. Perfect. We can able to access that dashboard. That means admin successfully logged in. And also want to check the agent. So I only want to do and to use that name is I have used it as an agent, right? Here if you put inappropriate something, that will be also get that credential error. You can see it's not working. Great. So now I want to do and to pass our agent 111, click as a logged in. Perfect. We can also able to successfully log in with the agent. And also now if you want to check it with the email address again, I want to check it as a user@gmail.com, password 111, logged in. Perfect. It's successfully working, right? And right now I don't have any data. Laterally I will create different type of dashboard. Right now I also want to check that phone number. Like here I want to, for the user, I want to use one of the phone number as a 01711. Okay, sorry, 01711. And then I want to take another one as a admin 01722. Okay, for education purpose I want to insert manually in here. So right now also I want to check it's successfully working or not. For the user, I have already checked it's successfully logging with the email, with the name, and now I want to do logging with the phone number as a 01711. Now let's check this out. I want to log in as a 01711, and then password 111. Now logged in. Yeah, you can see it's also sounds successfully working. Now you can able to log in with different things. So I also want to check it. Our admin 01722. I make it as a 017. Okay, 22 111. Logged in. Yeah, successfully logged in. Great. Great. I hope friend you like it very much. Right now you can actually log in with the three different things. You can now log in with the email address. You can now log in with the phone number, or rather than that, the name. So how to do this work, friend? I hope it's very much clear to you. So now I want to do when admin will be successfully logging. First of all, as I told you, here I will actually load different type of dashboard. Like for the admin, I want to first of all complete all that part for the admin. Like when you successfully logging, it's redirect to the admin dashboard. And here now I want to load another template. Okay, another dashboard template. Here I want to load it. So how to do this work is step by step. Everything will be very much clear to you. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.